Behind me you can see that there's lots of laundry that needs to be done, and the Kansas Humane Society says they do about 600 pounds a day, but right now they say it's significantly more with kennel cough. I'm making sure I stay hydrated today. I got my water bottle here, but these guys have to stay hydrated too. Today you'll see 4-Hers coming out and spraying them with this little gadget that I have here. Right behind me, people are waiting anxiously in line to see the Tanganyika Zoo. But if you come on Wednesday, you could be helping a good cause. Fête de la Musique translates to World Music Day, which is celebrated in 120 countries around the world. And today we're celebrating in Wichita. 10,506 seats are waiting to be filled in Koch Arena by Wichita Sky King fans on Sunday. But you might want to get here early before they're all filled up. Happy Independence Day! The Derby Fire Department is out here today teaching families how to stay safe this 4th. This is their 5th annual open house event, and the community is still responding really well to it. A local CBD shop was yet again the target of a late-night theft early Friday morning.
Oh, how we love our cannibalist bougie stores here in Wichita. Evidently, so do hammered teenage thieves. Meet our latest. This is Tank Top Tommy.
Cannibalist owner Brett Harris posted this video on social media after a person broke into his store early Friday morning. It shows the man kicking in a window only wearing flip-flops. Harris recently closed his downtown location because of so much theft at that store. He was expecting a similar loss on Friday, but the accused thief only stole one thing.
What? A half-empty bottle of Febreze is the only thing Wichita police found on him.
Police say thanks to a witness calling 911 and keeping track of the suspect, they were able to find and arrest him within a matter of minutes. Blue-green algae results are expected back today at Lake Afton ahead of the big music festival. Thousands of people will be at this lake this weekend camping out for the Dam Jam. Event organizers say the festival helps boost the economy by bringing more people to Kansas. This is the song heard by anyone close to Camp Discovery in Augusta, and it's a sound known well by traveling camp director Ellie Niederloh.
3 in Illinois, 1 in Pennsylvania. This one in Kansas is my first one of the summer.
Niederloh's love for camp directing began when she was a child, but she kept coming back for more than just the summer fun. Camps like this are especially unique to people like her.
I was diagnosed when I was 8 years old, which was 16 years ago, and yeah, it was a scary time.
Niederloh, her fellow camp counselors, and all 70 campers have type 1 diabetes, which is an incurable autoimmune disease that's often hard to detect at first.
I was actually misdiagnosed with the flu 3 times before they caught the diabetes. So I went in weekly for the entire month of September. And when they finally caught it, I was slipping into a coma in the waiting room.
After she got her diagnosis, Niederloh attended camps like this one, which gives kids with type 1 the chance to learn how to monitor their symptoms and gain some independence.
When I'm low, I feel like lightheaded and shaky and like hungry. When I'm high, it's like thirsty.
Jared Jacobucci was diagnosed at just 5 years old. This is his 2nd year at camp on a scholarship, which is funded through donations collected by advocate Kent Schnackenberg.
This year we're sending 36 kids, which is the most we've ever sent before on scholarship, and it's just been something we look forward to every year, and we love the day we get to come to camp.
Schnackenberg created Team Schnack after his own niece was diagnosed. He's spent nearly a decade raising money for families. His hope is that he can help spread awareness to others about the disease by sharing conversations about what it is.
It's just been really fulfilling, I guess. It gives me a real purpose every day to know that I'm changing people's lives and helping kids and helping families that are pretty desperate sometimes. And so it's a great reason to get up every day.
In Augusta, Allison Funk, Cake News on your side.
I won't be disappointed if they don't have the show because it'll ruin our business for that Saturday.
Local business owner Robert Bailey was disappointed to find out that a charity car show called Automobilia had asked permission from the city to host its event on the same street as where his spice shop is. He says that blocking off the street reduces foot traffic in the store.
Anytime you disrupt my business and my income on Saturday, we have to keep in mind that we have 25 employees that depend on us and the income that we have to pay their salary.
The event is still being planned for Saturday, July 8th, which is often the busiest time of the week for small business owners. Other owners voiced their concerns this week, which resulted in the permit request from Automobilia to be denied by city officials.
I think that the Automobilia and other things they do in the downtown area, even if it closes down streets, I think they're awesome because they bring in a lot of people that aren't from Wichita a lot of times into these areas that are really developing and are great.
The decision has caused an uproar of Automobilia supporters who are urging city officials to change their minds. Other small businesses say the foot traffic actually increases during the event.
I assume that the people that are here, because it's a pretty long event, you know, they're eating at the local establishments and doing those kinds of things. And so to me, I would see it as a financial gain for businesses in these areas.
Organizer Joshua Blick plans to continue speaking with local officials and requesting an appeal for the permit. Until then, he's been asking businesses on the street to sign his petition. But for now, they aren't sure where the event will be held.
Unfortunately, in Wichita, if people can't park at your front door for their business, they lose interest. It's just the nature of business in Wichita.
In Wichita, Allison Funk, Cake News on your side.
I'm sad. Feels like nothing.
These are the emotions Timothy Cooper says he feels after having his service dog and 2 other family pets stolen from his mother's house in Oak Lawn last week. Timothy's partner, Orrin Hart, describes the pit bull as friendly.
His dog's Prime. He's the oldest of the 3, and he's very, very sweet. He wanted to jump on you and like lick you, and he wasn't trying to hurt anybody. He's super, super sweet dog.
The intruder broke into the house through the window early in the morning on June 5th. They even took the dog's collars off, leaving no way to recognize them if they're turned in. Cooper's been deaf since he was about 2 years old and relies on his dog for more than just safety.
Emotional support.
As you can see behind me here, the house is now deserted. Timothy and his family say they no longer feel safe living here. But we did talk to some other neighbors in the area who say that they do their best to look out for each other.
I've heard of people waiting for people to leave their house and then rob it because they know they're gone or they left.
Cooper has let the Humane Society know about the dogs and has been calling and checking Facebook every day to see if they've been found. He says he knows exactly what he'll do if they're returned.
Take care of them in his new house.
In Wichita, Allison Funk, Cake News on your side. Tornadoes can touch down at any moment, which is why tenants of Oak Ridge Mobile Home Park count on storm shelters to keep them safe. But in February, the handicapped storm shelters were locked during a storm, which left them panicking in the rain.
I know they put a lock on there because, kids were playing in it, but the fact is that it should be unlocked during storm season.
Sisters Jay Wells and Sarah Hastings are next-door neighbors. When Hastings had knee surgery earlier this year, she couldn't enter the regular storm shelter and tried to take cover in the handicapped one.
We like to stay together as a family. We don't want to have to be in 2 separate spots.
Management sent an apology letter after the storm passed and promised to make changes to the shelter, such as motion sensor lights, unlocking all the shelters, and to text residents the code. But residents still never received a code. And this weekend, during a tornado warning, tenants were locked out a second time.
Currently, it is unlocked. And you can see it's not a large. For the size of this community, this is not a very large shelter.
Managers at the park say that the door was not locked and was actually stuck. Owner Angie Johnston tells us that if residents asked for a key, she would be happy to give one out.
There are at least 4 people in this community that I know of for a fact that are either wheelchair bound or physically unable to go up and down stairs.
Hastings also pointed out that the handicap shelter has no inside lighting, wasp nests, and no indoor handle.
If we can't rely on people to help us, then there's just, it's a fail.
In Augusta, Allison Funk, Cake News on your side.